is the greatest story ever told? I don't know why I'm taking this long. The greatest story ever told was Back to the Future.
Oh my God, I don't even know how to answer that question.
Isn't that going to be different for every person? Isn't a story, you know, there are stories that resonate with us at different moments in our lives.
Like, there's no question about it. People think it's 3 different movies, but it's really one story connected together. It's the greatest story ever.
I don't know, I guess you would have to say Genesis is, in our culture, is one of the greatest stories. Obviously the Christ story is a great story.
So that's a really not fair question. Because, you know, it's like, maybe the Bible.
One of my favorite stories is Anna Karenina. That novel is a journey.
You've got all the elements. You've got good characters. You've got the weak winning the strong.
Maybe that's the best way for me to talk about the greatest story ever told is what are some of the greatest stories ever told in public broadcasting. I would say the Civil War, and if I had to pick one, I would say the Civil War, because it really did change the way that documentary films were made.
You find yourself anchored to this incredible character, maybe the greatest character ever written, Anna Karenina. But the size of the novel takes you into so many different worlds. Even tiny tertiary characters end up bubbling forth and becoming important the way they do in life.
It's not that there haven't been different styles since then, but nothing was the same after that documentary premiered.
I have 5 kids, and I've read them all, Charlotte's Web, and it's great to tell that story.
Well, my favorite book is Pride and Prejudice. The reason I love it so much is because I love a story in which a character has their own voice and is true fundamentally to themselves, even when the world is telling them to do something different.
There's an element, I think, of wanting to believe that whatever story you're working on might be the greatest story ever told.
You never go about trying to pick the greatest story ever told. You go about trying to find a piece of life that can be explored in a dramatic or comedic way.
Because if you can imagine that there is truly something central and universal and beautiful in the story you're working on that may, rise up, it kind of keeps you going.
The greatest story ever told is a story that's told over and over and over again in different cultures, in different continents, in different religions. It's impossible to really pinpoint the greatest story ever told, other than The Lion King, of course.
My favorite part of Back to the Future would be the hoverboards in part 2, and I realize it's really cliched, but I really, I'm still waiting for that technology. Part of it is that I don't know how to drive at this age, and I feel like that would have solved it if we just had hoverboards.